Okay, so MLB farm systems get ranked every year. They get re-ranked every year, right? It gets shuffled and whatnot. And I'm going to talk about the Yankees farm system today because the Yankees farm system dropped from 13th in baseball to 21st in baseball. Now, that's 8 spots. That's a pretty significant drop. But again, keep in mind, when guys get promoted from prospect to major leagues, it takes a hit. And your farm takes a hit and stuff like that. So a testament to is a bit of a testament to Volpe getting a full-time shot in the majors and even getting other guys up here as well. But Volpe's been the only one that's been consistently here all season. So that's also a testament to I think a farm and an organization that's been over reliant on components of analytics at the expense of fundamental baseball. And people are even saying this. People that were affiliated with the system, they're not learning fundamental baseball more. They're not improving their fundamentals of baseball, their fundamental knowledge of baseball, because of the over reliance on analytics. And that's something that needs to be fixed. Okay, it really, really, really is. And I don't know if it's only a Cashman thing, or if it's a Manai thing, or if it's a Sabian thing, or how. We don't know who the hell is responsible for. But the fact is, their system dropped from 13th to 21st in baseball, and because it seems like they're still drafting well, but once they're drafted, are they developing the way that they need to develop their players, right? Are they progressing through the system the way they should be progressing through the system? Because we also know Yankees have a repetition for prospect hugging and doing other things, or prospects just not panning out. So this, I think, is all in no small part reason of the eight position drop in the farm systems here. The Yankees, I mean, the last couple of drafts, I think, have been pretty solid. But what they do after the draft is key. How to continue to develop the players. Do they teach them, and whether it's a position player, do they teach them a multiple position? Do they continue to improve their profile offensively and defensively, right? And again, because we know now the Yankees have been saddled with an over reliance on analytics. Okay, what type of analytics we don't really know. So, and that is also a problem. Is the over reliance on components of analytics compromising their ability to learn the other components of baseball that they need throughout the system, which would become in handy at the major league level to be competitive against other teams, because the Yankees have shown this year, and this is their worst year in a long time. So I'm not surprised that their farm system is taking a drop. Okay. And I think it's less to do with their drafting, and it's more to do with their development of players. Right. We have some guys that look good, but the problem is, like, is Everson Pereira going to be as advertised? Is Spencer Jones going to be as advertised? Is Jason Dominguez going to be as advertised when these guys come up? With Spencer Jones, Will Warren, Clayton Beeter, all these other folks, like, are they going to be as advertised when they come up? Like a lot of other farms, the Angels are calling up a lot of the top prospects right now, and some other teams are calling up a lot of the top prospects who are actually making an impact at the major league level. And with the exception of Anthony Volpe, I can't really think of many players that have made consistent impacts at the major league level. And when it comes to the Yankees, and they need more guys like that who can not only show that they're major league ready, but prove it when they get called up to the major leagues. So this, to me, is a direct result of, again, an over-reliance on components of analytics, which to me is compromising a lot of their development in terms of improving their baseball skills. You let me know what you think. This I found revealing. I'll attach the article down below so you can see yourself. I really will. I found that that's a pretty significant dropping from 13 to 21 in baseball. And when you have a lot of other teams at the very top, and Orioles and some of the Marlins and some folks who are able to utilize their prospects and make an impact when they do utilize them, other than constantly optioning out players up and down and up and down, that can affect their development. I'm glad Volpe, they kept Volpe up here and, are allowing him to endure growing pains while improving as a major league ball player. He's turning into a pretty solid ball player. But we need more situations like that. We really, 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 really do. So, and this is something I'm going to do a little bit more homework, and I'm going to research this a little bit more. So, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet, please. It's not only greatly appreciated, it means the world. It's really helpful to the channel, but I made a commitment to make sure that you don't miss out on important Yankee content, important Yankee information, or just baseball in general information, but most predominantly Yankees. And this type of stuff is food for thought. It's food for conversation. It gives us a better understanding of what's going on here. Why? Because we're asking, like, why the hell is Everson Pereira not being called up? Why is, Estevan Florio not being called up? Andres Chaparro, Austin Wells, guys like that. Well, this gives us a little bit more insight into what the Yankees are doing. What's their what kind of logic they're utilizing, and how are they developing their players, if at all they're developing their players the way they should be developed. So again, load up the comments, give me your feedback here. I greatly appreciate it. We're definitely on the path to the road to 20,000 subscribers. We're trying to get there by the end of the year, so your help is most greatly appreciated. But this right here, this can give us a lot of a lot more understanding and insight as to why the farm is not either being utilized or being recognized as the farmer should be recognized. Are they drafting properly? Or maybe they are. Maybe they're not developing properly. And I think a lot of us can relate to that. I mean, there's a lot of developmental issues that we are noticing with the Yankees this year, and a lot of it relies on an obsession with certain parts of analytics. Is it hurting their fundamental skills? Is it setting them back and whatnot? Let's talk about it, gang. Have a great weekend. Talk to you next time.